So, my dear students, continuing with our chapter journal, in the process of journalizing, you would come across a term called goods. You would come across a term called goods. Goods are the items or things in which a business deals, right? In which a business deals. So when goods are purchased or sold or returned back to our supplier, or our debtors return, our customer returns goods to us as purchase return or sales return, we have to use these 5 accounts in connection with the goods. Suppose goods are purchased for cash, what are the 2 accounts which are related with this particular transactions? You may confuse and you may write there goods account and cash account, goods account and cash account. But my dear students, it is not the case. Whenever we talk of goods, we will take note that these 5 accounts will be used in case goods are brought in. In case goods are brought in, we will write purchase account. In case goods are sold, we will use sales account. In case goods are purchased, we will use purchase account, not goods account. When goods are sold, we will use sales account. Again, we will not write purchase, because you may assume that goods are coming in and goods are going out. So you may take it as asset and you may write goods in and out. But in case goods are mentioned in the transaction, you will use purchase and sales. Now, purchase is a nominal account. Purchase is expense for the firm. Get me very clear. Purchase is an expense for the firm, because when we purchase something, we pay something. Purchase is expense. It is increasing, and when expense increases, it is debited. Whenever expense increases, it is debited. I have told you, in short, when goods are purchased, you will use purchase account. Purchase account, its nature is, it is an expense. Expense are increasing. For increase, it is debited. As told by Sakshi, expenses and assets are debited for increase. So it is very much clear that whenever goods will be purchased, you will debit it. Just opposite is sales. Sales is revenue or income. It is also increasing, and for increase, it should be credit. So please quickly note down. In the similar way, purchase and sales. In case of goods, purchase will be debited and sales will be credited. Please note down fast. We have to follow the rules, identify the account, then the nature of the account, then increase and decrease, and then the rule debit and credit. So according to the rule, debit and credit, purchase is debited, sales is always credited. Always. Purchase is debited and sales is always credited. Sanskar and Ansika and Bilal, do not touch your phone. How many times I will tell you? When you will be removed from the class, then you will feel bad otherwise. It should always be on. Ansika Arora, turn on your camera. I hope you all have written. Now, purchase return and sales return. Purchase return and sales return. When goods are returned back, it is known as purchase return. And when we get the goods returned by our customer, it is sales return. But be very clear, my dear students, be very clear. Purchase return is also an expense, but this expense is here reducing. This expense is getting reduced, and when expense reduces, it is credited. Be very clear. Purchase return is also an expense. Purchase is expense and purchase return is also an expense. So when purchase return as an expense is reducing, it should be credited. I give you the example. Suppose you go to the market. And you purchase a suit for rupees 2000. So your expense is 2000 rupees. And suit plus something else you purchase for rupees 2000. So your expense is 2000. You will debit purchase account by 2000. But suppose you return something of worth rupees 500 to the shopkeeper. So your expense will reduce by 500 and now your expense will become only 1500. You will say my expense has reduced from 2000 to only 1500. So purchase return is an expense, and whenever goods are returned back, purchase return account is credited, because the rule is expense credit for decrease. Expenses credit for decrease. This is here. So very similar. Sales return is also in similar terms revenue. Sales return is revenue. When you sold goods, you earned some revenue. But when the goods are returned by your customer, your revenue will decrease. When your revenue will decrease, the rule is debit for decrease in the revenue, because it is credit for increase and debit for decrease. Again, note down purchase return and sales return. Now very, very important. In every second or third transaction you will find this, my dear students. Please note it down quickly within 1 minute. And I may ask you to show your notebooks where you have copied down in front of your camera. So be sincere. Everybody note down quickly. If you are not able to show me the notebook, It will be your negative. All should be sitting with pen, pencil, a rough notebook and book always, and keep your camera at proper distance so that you can keep your notebook and books and write. You should not touch your camera once the class has begun. See, I never touch my camera. I never touch my PC. I touch it only for entering the students or scrolling the screen. Right? This is the proper way of attending a class. Arjun Singh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Camera on, please. Every day I have to tell again and again, which is not a good sign. You should keep it on all the time. I have told you.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
Now, my dear students, one more is associated with this is stock. Stock. When goods are purchased for selling, when goods are purchased, goods, a businessman will purchase goods to resell it, to resell. Either a businessman will manufacture or produce goods by himself, or he will get it from somewhere and then sell it, and then sell it. So my dear students, when goods are brought and they are not sold, the unsold portion of the goods lying with the businessman is known as stock. Is known as stock. Stock are unsold goods lying with the businessman. Stock is an asset. Stock is asset. It is lying with us, means increased. Therefore, stock is debted. Therefore, stock is debted. Note it down. Stock should be debted in the books of account. This was related to goods. Now, moving on, very, very important in connection with goods only. Suppose in case of sale and purchase of goods, in case of purchase and sale of goods, if the name of the purchaser or seller, suppose In case of purchase or selling of goods, the name of purchaser is not given in the question. Name of purchaser is not given. Then you will assume that it is a cash transaction. For example, purchased goods worth rupees 500. Purchased goods for rupees 500, or it is written cash purchase 500. What does it mean? It means you have purchased goods in cash. You have paid for it. You have paid money for it. Purchased goods for cash. But if the name is given, purchased goods from Ans Gupta, it is written there, purchased goods from Ans Gupta, rupees 500. Then it means if the name is given of purchaser or seller, then it means that goods are purchased for on credit. Goods are purchased on credit. Udhar. It means we have taken goods on credit. Is it clear? Goods are sold. Suppose it is written goods costing rupees 5,000 are sold to Bilal. Goods costing rupees 5,000 are sold to Bilal. It means we have sold goods to Bilal on credit and he has not paid. So if name is there, if name is written there in any transaction, then we will assume it is credit transaction. If name is not mentioned, it will be assumed it is cash transaction. Note down like this again. Again note down. Hello. Good morning, father. Good morning, father. Good morning. Yes, father. Fine, father. Taking class, father. Yes. Yes, father. Father, after this, I have another class, class 12. I will come, means 11 to 11:45. I have this class 12. Yes, father. Yes, yes. Today it will be done. Yes, sir. Okay. The second point I have already told with the first one. If the name is given in the transaction, then you will assume it is a credit transaction, right? Number third point. In this type of transaction, name is given, but it is not told whether it is a cash transaction or credit transaction. I give you an example. Ayush Yadav. Suppose purchased goods from Ayush for rupees 5,000. This is the statement. Purchased goods from Ayush for rupees 5,000. This is our statement. So it will mean that it is a credit transaction, because it is not told whether it is cash or it is credit. But if I say purchased goods from Ayush worth rupees 5,000 for cash, cash is also mentioned, then it will be assumed as cash transaction, not credit transaction. Name is given in the transaction, but also it is mentioned that it is a cash transaction, so you will take it as cash transaction. I think these 3 points are very, very clear. In the third case, name given, but not mentioned cash or credit. Again, it is credit transaction. Name given, but not mentioned whether it is a cash or credit transaction. So we will take it as credit transaction. We will take it as credit transaction. All the students will face to the camera so that I can take your attendance. All the students, please face towards the camera, your camera. Thank you. And if you keep in mind these 3 points, you will not have much difficulty in understanding whether a transaction is in cash or in credit. This was related to goods. This was related to goods. Now, I will explain you some of the transactions, or if you have some transaction which you want to ask, we are facing difficulty, you can also raise your hand and then you can ask. First, I will give you some of the transactions, 1 or 2, to make these points clear. To make these points clear, the rule of generalizing 1 or 2 points, not more, 1 or 2 transactions only for today. The first transaction is started business with cash. You must have seen the transaction, commenced business with cash or started business with cash. When a businessman starts business, he introduces cash and goods and so many other things. So whatever he introduces in the beginning is known as capital. In the second chapter, terminology of accounting, you have studied it, terminology. Capital, any investment in the form of cash, goods or any service at the time of the commencement of business is known as capital. So when a businessman starts business with cash, there are 2 accounts. I will again give in detail. Number 1 column is account. So our 2 accounts are cash and capital. Nature. Cash is asset, capital is capital. Capital, its nature is capital. In those 5 types, it is capital again. After that, plus or minus. Asset is increasing in the business. Asset, cash is increasing in the business. Capital is also increasing. The liability of the business. Capital is also internal liability. Capital is also liability of the firm. It is internal liability. It is also increasing. rule, debit, credit. Rule, cash increases, it will be debited, and capital increases, it will be credited. So after that you can write amount, suppose 50,000. This is our method, the process, the steps which you will follow to know that in a particular transaction which account will be debited and which account will be credited. Once you know which account is debited and which account is credited, you can very easily write it in the format of journal. This is the format. Date, particular, ledger folio, amount, debit, amount, credit. Which account is debited here? In this, cash account is debited and capital account is credited. So the account which is debited will be written first in the format here. Suppose the year is 2018 and date is 1st of January. We will write here cash. We will write here close to ledger folio. Close to ledger folio we will write debit, and we will write here amount. Then the second account which is credited, we will leave some space here and we will write to capital, and in the credit we will write 50,000. You will write narration, started business with cash, and you will draw a dotted line. You will draw a dotted line indicating that the transaction is over. First transaction is over. So my dear students, this is only a method. This is only a method to write the transactions in a particular format in journal. But before that, in the thought process, in the method, you will use these 5 steps. You will use these 5 steps for all the questions which are given in your book. Question number 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, you can very easily do like this. And in the questions to come, I will tell you many other things are there. Special transactions are there. Other rules are there for it. Every day I will explain you some of them, and you can very easily do it. Do not cram the transactions. It's my earnest request to all of you. Do not cram the transactions, because you cannot cram them. There are more than 1,000 transactions, more than 1,000 different transactions. So if you go for cramming, you will never be able to do so. It is better that you go step by step. It is a slow process, but you will be benefiting yourself a lot in the future. This is the most important topic or chapter, journalizing. So please pay attention. That is all for today. I hope those who have listened carefully, sincerely, attentively must have got something, and keep the things noted in your books. Note down, and as and when required, take help of it. Take the help from the channel. All those who have not subscribed the channel yet, please subscribe it and watch it regularly for your good, for your good. Any topic, any lesson, you can go on the channel, YouTube channel, and watch from there. Every day it is uploaded there for your sake. The same class, any topic, any point you have missed, so you can again go there and check it. Once again, today I see a good strength. All those who have not joined yet, please remind them again to join the classes regularly. It will be a great help to them. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow. There may not be a class because in the timetable also there is no class. Whenever on Saturdays there will be class, I will let you know. Okay. Otherwise, we have class 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday, every day we have class, and tomorrow is off for you. You can revise the portion, you can complete your work and come fresh on Monday. Till then, take care of yourself. God bless you and God bless you all. Thank you very much. Bye bye.